All right, welcome to episode 106, 106, 106, whatever, of my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's a blog which you should go to, and you can find that at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. I apologize, there's a man outside screaming, but I need to do this now while I can speak loudly so I don't have to whisper. So I think he's watching the game, the football game that's on right now. So he's not hurting anyone, okay? But see, crazy life when you don't own your own place to live and you anyway. But yeah, so okay. I didn't think I would be back so soon, but yet here we are. So I'm just gonna skip through. Oh, you know what? Mm, the internet. Well, I'll just have to go with it, and if it's bad, I apologize. Okay, so if you're listening to this on YouTube, and YouTube, anything that I cover, display is covered by Fair Use Disclaimer Act. Yeah, because I'm just sharing, critiquing, commenting, and that falls under the Fair Use Disclaimer Act. All right. Well, there's a video on Rumble for my FX Buddies, but that's the same video that's at the blog if you go to the blog. And rss.com has a transcript that you can read along with, and it's pretty good. That's my FX Buddies. And one other place, Spotify.com, has video and audio. Yeah. So the title of this is 2024 Budget, A Sloping Path to Rolling Hopes. Now, that I really don't care about this article, but remember I said I was expecting to see something Tuesday or Wednesday about the budget schedules. Well, here this gentleman is. I don't even, who is he? I don't know, but he's more talking about the budget and how so far he doesn't really like the multi-year budget. And he gives reasons. He's not just slamming it. He gives reasons why he doesn't like it. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, the effect that it's having on the economy as a whole. So I just thought that was interesting. But today's Monday, so I'm still looking for answers or some forward movement, either by Tuesday or Wednesday. All right. So, here's some more discussion about the troops withdrawing, because even though there's this big, I think I mentioned it yesterday, big hullabaloo about, oh, the troops are coming out, then someone at our either U.S. CENTCOM or something like that, or Pentagon or something like that, said, no, there's no agreement. We're talking about it, but there's no formal agreement. So we'll see. Oh. All right, let's see. So this was interesting. Barzani to Al-Alaq. The number of registered individuals in the My Account banking project has exceeded 500,000. So he's real happy. So this is who I call the son Barzani, and here's the Al-Alaq. And they're talking about how, so this My Account is the system in Kurdistan for the state government employees to get their salary directly to their card. Instead of getting a check now, their salaries go to a debit card, and then they could either just spend off the debit card or they could pull cash off the debit card, right? Just like we do. So that's good, and they're saying this is capable. It's able to happen because of things that the CBI put in place, and with cooperation from the Kurdistan banks, it's all coming together. It's part of the banking reforms that will happen in Baghdad and the region. Okay, we are heading towards financial fragility. How did the new appointments affect the budget? Uh, this is one that they'll probably say we're not fragile, but so here, this is see his name right there? Yeah, you say that, okay? So they're worried about, he says, we are moving towards the financial fragility of the federal budget structure and not within a fragile budget mentality because it is based on solid accounting and financial rules, principles, and foundations. Blah, 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 right? In light of the threats and risks of decline in oil prices, which constitute more than 85% of the revenues of the federal budget structure. And this is normal. If you're new or newer to this, every time oil starts to dip down, they start having these conversations because their budget is based on oil being at least $70 per barrel. And so they're really close to 70, possibly even going under 70. So, yeah, so they start to have these conversations. All right. This is what I really liked. Investment Authority, Iraq's entry into the New York and most recently Singapore agreements, achieves its transition by attracting funds to the Iraqi market. So, the head, Haider Mohammed Makia, confirmed on Monday that the presence of a high-ranking Egyptian economic delegation in Baghdad represents a genuine common desire to increase economic and commodity exchange between the two countries, pointing out that Iraq's entry into the New York, and that was done a while ago, right? Years ago. But most recently, they did the Singapore Agreement, has achieved a noticeable transition in attracting funds to the Iraqi market. So Egypt wants to connect Egypt now wants to connect with Iraq. They'll funnel money into Iraq. It will build Egypt, and then before you know it, people are going to want to what? Join Egypt's exchange or commodity exchange or whatever you want to call it. So that was interesting. And so I have some sentences here, dark, bolded. I bolded them. All right. Iraq's doors are open to all activities in order to achieve Arab economic integration. So, the Prime Minister explained that Iraq is witnessing an unprecedented movement in development and reconstruction, stressing the importance of forming a follow-up cell, CELL, not sell like clothes are on sale, right? To plan projects that Egyptian companies can implement in Iraq. So this is I was going to say this is an older picture, but I don't know. Anyway, so again, they're dealing with Egypt and their readiness to work together to transfer expertise and partner with Iraq. So there's the wording again, partner with Iraq. Okay, here again, Masoud Barzani to Baghdad Economic Delegation. Dialogue ends disagreements. All right. So here's Sammy. Let's see. I think this is the president. Oh no, that's Fawad Hussein. Here's Daddy Barzani. See him? Daddy Barzani, and I don't know who that guy is right there. But so that room was a little more ornate. See the fancy rug? So the other picture that I showed you guys, they were about business. Remember how plain the walls were plain? Everything was plain, right? So now here it's a little bit more ornate. Let's see what this was about. They don't really go into detail, but they do say they wrapped up some things. The guest delegation confirmed, according to the statement, that their meetings and gatherings with the regional government were fruitful, stressing the pursuit of reaching a complete understanding in an atmosphere full of trust. That doesn't happen often, right? And through a transparent and constructive vision in order to solve the pending problems and overcome the obstacles. So, for his part, Daddy Barzani, expressed his warm welcome to the high-level delegation of the Iraqi federal government and expressed his hope that this visit and meetings would have positive results for the benefit of all of Iraq and the Kurdistan region. So you see, they just can't come together, right? I don't blame them. I don't blame them. So anyway, so there's more to that article. Here, the parallel market will be upended. Sources: expected decisions from the central bank will confuse markets and raise exchange rates. So this was a really short article. And basically, it's a rate quote. See down here, in the evening, the dollar market closed at 1505, 1505 dinars per dollar, and 1525. That was the range. But in between that, they have this here. The central bank will issue new decisions regarding foreign currency prices and the method of trading them within Iraq. It is likely that these decisions will lead to an increase in the dollar exchange rate in the parallel market due to the currency shortage. No, I don't believe that, but you know, that's speculation. And what's the other? There's another word that I'm looking for, but it sparks. It will spark fear, but that's still, I can't find the word that I want to use. But anyway, so yeah, then they go on to say the aim of these decisions is to limit currency smuggling or its monopoly by the weak-willed. So how do they know? It doesn't say what these new decisions are. So do they have an insight, right? And how come they're speaking so negatively on them? I don't know. I thought that was interesting. All right. So remember I talked about over the weekend, the emphasis was on the electronic payment. So, including the growth of banking liquidity, a government advisor, who could that be? A government advisor reveals 3 goals for the electronic payment. And who is it? Yes, of course, that's Mohammed Saleh again, giving detailed financial information, right? So he revealed today 3 goals for the transition from cash payment to electronic payment, while indicating that it will achieve growth in banking liquidity. The shift from cash payments to electronic payments will undoubtedly achieve 3 basic goals in modernizing digital life in Iraq at the same time. The first is maximizing the level of cash flows to the banking system, and then there's more to that. The second objective will result in the growth in banking liquidity, which leads to the growth of monetary credit and the achievement of a higher level of financial depth. That's DEPTH. Then there's more to that. The third goal is to increase and regularize. Never heard that word before, but whatever. Regularize government cash reserves, or what is called cash flows, to the public treasury in an accelerated manner within the framework of developing the Treasury single account. So we haven't heard about that account in a long time, right? So they want people to bring in their money and they're going to deposit the 30 notes into that Treasury single account. That's what it sounds like, which is one of the most important goals of financial reform in Iraq. So there's more. There's more to that. This is an article I think you should read. Okay, it is long, but It's full of details, and I recommend. I know not everyone's going to read it because you don't have time. You just want to know when this thing is going to happen. I get that. But some people like to know the how of how it's happening, right? So he explained that this boom in the number of adult bank accounts was reinforced by the use of electronic payment cards, which reached nearly 20 million citizens holding an electronic payment card, meaning that the percentage of adult electronic payment card holders is nearly 60% of the total number of adults, despite the dominance of prepaid cards linked to the accounts of the issuing bank companies. So that's great, you know. 60% of the adults have the payment card, right? So they've really been working hard. Okay, here is another article. You know, usually I put the military stuff at the bottom, but with this heat and adjusting, I'm like, just put it there. So this says coordination on 3 levels to follow up on the withdrawal of foreign forces from Iraq. So maybe that means they're going to go in 3 stages, but that is low on my priority list, but I know some people do want to see that, so that's why I posted. Are the central bank's decisions enough to stop inflation and strengthen the currency in Iraq? So remember, so this is the last article and then we're done. I just wanted to do a short, a short blog, excuse me, because I'm thinking tomorrow I'll post again. We'll see. But anyway, so this is the article that Muhammad Saleh did on Sunday. And I reread it, and 5 times it mentions strengthening the value of the national currency. And then at the bottom, it mentions achieving political stability may be essential to achieving the desired economic goals. So there's a little more detail in this article. So it's basically the same, but it's also categorized. You see, they have like an opening statement and then a little paragraph. Technology and innovation. The importance of political and administrative stability. So, in case you missed yesterday's podcast or whatever, blog, whatever, and didn't see that, this is good. This is very positive. Again, it looks like there's even more mentions of strengthening the value of the national currency, addressing real economic challenges. Yeah. So this is definitely a key article that they want the citizens to see. So it was posted yesterday. Oh, this is also September 9th. I forgot to say that. It is Monday, September 9th. And I'm doing it early enough where it should post as of September 9th. Okay, so we're done. Yeah, things are moving. So the big meeting with the Kurdish people, that's over. So the Baghdad people will be coming back. So maybe tomorrow there'll be articles from the Baghdad perspective of how the meetings went. And still looking for something about the tables, the budget tables. So yeah, all right. Thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful. Wherever you're enjoying this content, look to see if oh yeah, also, if you want to find a link to the blog, if there's an info, description, more, open, that information will be in there, but also if there's a follow, join, subscribe, something like that, wherever you're enjoying this content, activate that button so when I do update because I don't update regularly. Um, you'll be notified if all things work as they're supposed to, right? All right, so I appreciate you listening. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are enjoying this content. Oh, but also accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Okay, now we're out of here. Until next time.